Hi everyone, today I want to talk about a story that stayed with me deeply after reading one of Chetan Bhagat's books, 12 Years My Messed Up Love Story. At first, honestly, the first 100 pages gave that kochu pusthakam feeling everyone talks about. A bit of that erotic vibe which makes you think, okay, what's going on here? But slowly, that intimacy between Saket and Payal starts pulling you in. You begin to feel their emotions, their pain, their trauma, especially what Saket goes through after the separation. As always with Chetan Bhagat, once the emotional layers start unfolding, I just can't stop reading. I get completely pulled into the story, living with the characters, especially Saket, Payal, and Parimal. Now about Saket and Payal, there is a huge difference between them. Saket is a divorcee, a stand-up comedian, an IITian who used to work in private equity, a fitness freak, a Punjabi, confident and modern in his outlook. Payal, on the other hand, is a Stanford graduate working in a reputed company in private equity. She is a Jain by faith, follows a vegetarian lifestyle, but yes, she is also human. She will never say no to a glass of white wine. She loves her food, even those high carb, pretentious dishes at midnight. Meanwhile, Payal and Sake's relationship breaks every social, religious, and community norm, and still somehow it works. They connect beyond expectations and traditions. And then comes Parimal, the so called perfect match for Payal, an accountant, disciplined, obedient to his parents, religious, and completely aligned with his community's values. My daughter, who is 19, actually said after finishing the book, Amma, we see stories like this all the time, and most in the same way, then why all this drama? And maybe she's right, but for me, this story showed that trial and error in relationship is not a bad thing. Sometimes you need to experience both paths to truly understand what makes you happy. In her younger days, Payal was confused. Should she live by society's rules or choose her own happiness? She tried to live with Parimal, following his strict Jain lifestyle, no small pleasures, no excitement, just discipline and order. But later, she realizes that's not what she wants. She chooses to step out and find a life that gives her peace, both mental and physical. After the trauma they both went through, they tried to heal in completely different ways. Maybe that was his way of coping, his way of trying to forget. Both were broken in their own ways, just healing differently. And even after everything, both Payal and Sakir hesitate about reuniting. Maybe it's ego, maybe fear, fear of losing each other again. We make mistakes, we learn, and then we choose better for ourselves. Chetan Bhagat always tries to create a perfect ending for his hero and heroine. But I couldn't stop thinking, what about Parimal? Still, we can't say Parimal is wrong. He is just someone who chose to live by his own beliefs. He is straightforward and clear about what he believes in. He doesn't want to break rules or go after pleasure just because it feels good. He wants to live the way his religion and community expect him to, and that is his truth. It doesn't match with Payal's truth, and that's okay. When someone chooses something better for themselves, there is always someone left behind, and that is life. Each person has to rise again, move on, and find their own kind of happiness.